The following is a special update presentation of this channel that has been organized by, designed by, written by, edited by and probably catered by Cosmic Leo. Originally scheduled for April of this year, his signature laziness combined with some rather unpleasant personal factors to push the date of release by a bit. Funnily enough, thanks to those delays, the video will most likely be ready for release on the day of the channel's 8th anniversary. Goopity doo. And of course that means, at least for this one, he brought out yours truly, RoboSoft 3, to help pull off the celebrations right. Also, someone in this video will mispronounce the word enamored by a bit. Spot the error and who made it, and win a free mention in the next video. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now originally, an update for this channel was scheduled to have been developed and put together by late November, detailing special changes in development processes on programming for this channel. Unfortunately, said update met a giant roadblock in the form of the whole damn thing completely collapsing into bits and pieces, when the Dell Inspiron laptop used to produce these videos broke down into a nearly visually unusable ruin. For 2 months, since then, we have been silent. Thankfully, some surprise elements have come through in our favor, and the laptop is now back and mostly together, and thus videos can be produced again. Now here to introduce both the monthly address, and to announce the big project we've been hiding for so damn long that has to do with indie animation, is the studio's most well-known voice that isn't Leo's, and yet is a voice we've never heard from. So therefore, here at last, is Microsoft Sam to deliver the second ever State of the Cosmos address.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now originally, our boss was scheduled to do another one of these SOTC addresses, but decided against it, preferring one of his own star characters to step in and do the honors. And when he suddenly remembered that he had not done anything relating to text-to-speech content since at least February of this year, and took a while to even bother trying to dip his toe in, out of both pity and pride, he elected to send me, the goddamn Microsoft Sam, to fill in the void, and talk about stuff in an update that was meant to be aired just shortly before the Christmas season, which he then began thinking about producing again, in late January, only, after he got back his repaired computer. It is now the middle of April, and the lazy fuck still hasn't even gotten properly started. But forget about all that, because we've got some new shit to announce to all you patiently waiting lunatics. For starters, despite the fact that it has been a very, very long while since this channel celebrated an anniversary proper, we can thankfully announce the end of that drought by announcing a major retrospective special is in the works, and will potentially even have interviews in it. Furthermore, Leo plans to at least this time try to have at least a week's worth of special videos to commemorate the moment, noting that his 7th anniversary went unproperly celebrated, and his 8th now looms on the horizon. Stick around for all that, come late April. Now, for the next update, we need a bit of help on that front. Specifically, a special guests. Unfortunately, this means we have to bring in extra people. Somebody wake up and get that dime a dozen bum out here.
For the last fucking time, Sam, I'm not now, nor will I ever be, a dime a dozen bum. Oh. Hi. I'm Scotty Freeman Smith, and I'd like to personally say hello to you all. Now, you might have noticed that we've mentioned applying secrecy rules on certain channel developments in order to prevent issues. That, and the fact that we finally have designs for ourselves. That, and our designs look a bit more blocky than normal. That's because our boss made them and is semi-infamous for being bad at designs. Oh, and fun fact, Sam and Mike do have last names, they just prefer not saying them. Sam's last name is Evans and Mike's last name is Hastings. Moving on from that spicy bit of junk, we can now finally reveal to you all the most secret developments, breaking those rules with permission, the first 2 of which represent shows being developed for this channel as of now. And first and foremost, is the show that's bringing text-to-speech content back to this channel. It's my very own starring vehicle, Scotty Plus Company. It'll star me and my brother and my friends, and you'll finally get to hear all the voices that play second fiddle to Sam and Mike and Mary and Anna. Expect to see developments for that show come up in the next few months. Now, for this next piece of news, it's a bit so gigantic that our host practically begged us on his knees to let him do the intro to it. While we understood his anticipation, we've also correctly let him know that our voices have rarely appeared on this channel. With that being said, we're finally able to talk about the Big Kahuna flagship project of this channel, and one so beloved in this channel's owner's eyes that it toppled our shows on the priority deck. Now recently, our boss made the decision that the channel's identity would go through a major switch-up, and that amongst the proposed changes, that anything relating to logo bloopers content was to be ditched almost entirely. As to why this is the case, well, he insisted that the next show we are due to announce may give us the answer to that question. A little over 3 years ago, in 2022, our boss grew incredibly enamored with internet animation. Amongst the works he found mesmerizing were 3 notable web shows. Group 5, created by the late legendary Nick Dante Coleman, and both seniors and C students, created by the infamous James Barkley, better known as Animated James. The latter 2 heavily interested him, and in March 2023, he made plans to potentially look into developing a revival of the 2 shows. Within less than a year, a team was organized, and plans were made up. Then everything got fucked up, and he had to reorganize both his team and the show. And since around the winter of 2023, he has been preparing his newest, latest and biggest project, a combination of the 2 shows, for release on YouTube. He has been antsy to mention it to anyone before he was prepared to, fearing a surprise leak, but now he feels prepared and confident enough to announce the show to the world. It may have gone through 3 scripts, several sets of writers, at least 2 changes in co-showrunners, a network shift, several hiatuses, at least 2 major trips to development hell, and a change of format, but it's finally in a state where it's somewhat put together enough for development to turn into production, and where announcements can be made. Seniors and C students, in one form or another, are both coming back to YouTube side by side together in our new original-ish dubbed comic animatic series. Say hello to the return of the students, better than ever and crazier than ever. We now introduce you to upper class, lower class. Finally, we'd like to note some extra stuff for the channel, as a few other new shows are planned to begin broadcast sometime this year, assuming this channel's lazy manager can get off the damn couch and remember to do them. First off, for those who are fans of Pab's Genesis show, 13 Weeks Theater, we can announce to you that a show based roughly off that one is coming to this channel in the form of acute airtime autopsies. It'll be a review show, getting more deep into these shows, why they didn't work, their pros and cons, and of course, will have its own rating system, amongst many other things. Stick around for that, in ideally a few months. Secondly, much to everyone's massive chagrin, we can announce to you a pair of new political shows, one on Ontario and the other being about general stuff in Canada. Yawn. Third, we've got a show just about Canada and its history, specifically involving pop culture. It'll be in the style of those Bob the Fish/Apple Mask documentaries everyone loves so much, so look out for those when they come. Fourth, an Errors, Signs and English show may be developed, so we can add that to the list of creators Leo is planning on challenging. God knows where he'll find all the material for each episode. Fifth, a general show about weird, little-known historical stories and facts and stuff, so he's going after like Salmonella and misinformed and Blue Jays audiences with this type of thing. And sixth, 2 more shows, one about commentary from the perspective of autistic people on things, and another copying the old British formula of the classic Saturday morning variety show, with his new show, Saturday Mornings Are Super Hysterical. Or just SMASH, if you'd prefer to shorten it and make it an acronym. At last, we finally almost gotten to the end. Mary, take us away and help us cover our last topic.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Microsoft Mary. My last name is Parsons, just in case anyone was wondering what mine was. Anyways, at last, we have reached the final portion of the update video, and it is all about remakes and sequels. We are announcing a sequel to the sketch that started this channel off, the poorly put together Fred parody itself, Ched. We are mainly doing this to honor the recently uncelebrated 5th, 6th and 7th anniversaries of this channel, but also to help cap off the one thing we forgot to announce when Scotty was doing his extras bit, in that we are going to begin production on comedy sketches again, after a year's long break from them. And actually, finally, at last, we must painfully announce the planned removal of the channel's first real series, as Leo schedules to have the incredibly popular and experimental landmark that is Continuity Week removed. Concerns over its status, as content that is potentially at copyright risk, have made it a danger too high to keep around. As of the production of this video, Leo is having the videos archived to his computer, and has privated them to begin with. Shortly after the upload of this video, he plans to delete the entire collection. That being said, he does plan to remake the entire collection with a completely new editing suite to clean them up, and with a lot of new features, not to mention improvements to the audio tracks. Expect that to come later in the year, possibly around the winter. And with that, we have come to conclude this update video. Leo has admitted that it has been a damn long while, and he really should have done better. But life, as always, got in the way by a lot, and our boss says it's better to do this type of thing late than never. I know we usually always say expect a lot this year, but this year, we really do mean it. Ideally. Hopefully. This concludes this edition of the State of the Cosmos address.
Before we go, we'd like to cover one last piece of news we neglected to mention. Work on one more show is being restarted, and one we failed to note in our several minutes doing this. A new show about conspiracies, urban legends, folk tales and cultural lore is being developed. Expect the show, Welcome to Rabbit Central, the title of which is a new take on the rabbit hole idiom with a bit of a subway/train station motif going on, to be prepared for sometime either late this year or early next year. Now we can conclude this update. Take it away, announcer man. This has been a Cosmic Leo production.